Videotape this here. Yeah, so it's going to go from that rock all the way over to the edge of this deck here. Yeah.
But
And
now,
it
like
can
I
be
said,
curved if it can, or it can be
Yep.
straight.
Yep, I'll curve it.
It's
I'll
probably-
make it look pretty. But now this little section, you want me to bring a wall here to touch the deck, correct?
I think so.
Like a flat wall?
I think, well, I mean, rise it up, even with that right here, to go all around. If
So
we,
that wall, you can't tell it now, but you're going to have to be 7 or 8 runs high, maybe higher by the time we, get started down there. And that ain't counting the footer.
well, whatever. I mean,
Which the footer, it's normally, I make them 2 foot wide and about 1.5 foot deep. That's what I do.
2 foot wide, 2.5 foot deep. That's a
Foot and a half
foot's
deep, not 2.5 foot.
Okay, so
Foot and
that's
a half.
about that deep,
Yes.
that wide.
And then I'd always just get it poured
Okay.
concrete, makes it good and solid.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna tell you a story. My son bought one of the biggest mobile homes in the state of Kentucky. One of the biggest.
Yeah.
Did you believe the state inspector said them footers could be 10 inches deep?
Could be. Only 10 inches deep, that's it? I always do
And
mine
no
a foot
steel.
and a half. I
And
always
no
thought-
steel.
Well, I figured a foot and a half is good. That's like what, if you get a lot of weight on that footer, it can make it, eventually bust and then make your wall mess
Well,
up.
he's got probably a $175,000 home sitting on that.
Got you.
Let's just let's so it's going to be, yeah, it's going to be walled. It's going to be a little higher than this landing right here, right? And this all going to be that gravel up there, gravel, and then yeah. So
See, once he gets this scooped up and gets this filled in the way y'all are talking, then he'll pretty much be done till what, spring? Before you can come back and do the gravel? Because you want it to settle.
I thought you were going to do the gravel.
Who, me do gravel? What?
We'll get it loaded
Thing is,
down
you get
here.
a truck down here. Did they deliver all this?
They'll deliver it. They'll drop it off right over here. You just got to
Gotcha.
wheelbarrow it over here, right?
Gotcha.
What do you think?
Okay.
No.
You got back.
I've done it with my back though before.
He's
I've
got
done
his
about a
back.
60-foot driveway with gravel.
If we need to get
Actually, it was like 26 ton.
If we need to
that I
get-
scooped up, took me like 8 hours.
if we need to get Danny over here with the Bobcat to lay that, we can pay a little extra for that, But I think we can do it ourselves, with your back.
As long as you don't mind a lot of back breaking there.
Yeah.
You gotta think, I got a footer to dig. I'm doing it by hand. I'm pouring the concrete by hand. I'm setting the box. So we're talking about a lot of physical labor here.
Yeah. But now, okay, so I think we got this figured out. Let's the wall can, if it needs to come around and touch the deck, but it can go straight. It probably can't go straight across. It's gonna have to curve out a little bit.
Yeah. Like
You
I
think-
said, I'll make it, a decent, something like you see around the lake now. It's got that nice little bend in
Well,
it.
that's what he's got here. That's what this guy right here's got. Let's look at this.
But like I
again.
said, I've done them. I'm pretty much,
That's what I want right there.
You're talking. See how it's got that little bit, not a real steep arch. but-
Yeah.
And like I said, the way they lock together is what pretty much holds your weight back
Yeah,
and things
and
like
look
that.
at these-
And like I said, they got this special kind of glue. You're supposed to put a dab of glue about big as a quarter on each one of them. And
Yeah.
believe it or not, this shit holds good too.
Okay.
So you don't have to have it, but and then you was wanting a fire pit also.
Yeah.
Where are you wanting the fire pit at?
I don't know. Let's wait till we get it all done, and then we'll figure out where we put that. That's just the same stuff, Right.
Gotcha. You're gonna do the fire pit after gravel and everything's in.
Well, yeah. I mean, we just figure out how it lays. Hopefully, I don't know if I want the fire pit on top of the septic. Probably not. Probably right there. That's why this should all be level. The fire should go right there.
Yeah, if I was you, I wouldn't put it.
Yeah, it can't go on top of this. It needs to go right there, probably.
Got you.
But let's get it all level. But
So when are you thinking you're going to be able to come and do
Well,
this?
if it freezes, I'll be Saturday morning.
Okay.
But I can't do nothing in this.
Yeah, I understand. That's what I was saying. That's why I was asking you, because I won't be able to do anything until you get all that taken care of. And then, like I said, if you've got too much dirt, what you can do, you can leave it kind of piled up right here at the edge. A couple feet in front where the wall's going. That way, if you don't have to come back with a backhoe or whatever, you can scoop that over into the wall.
yeah, so let's talk about that because that So he's gonna scoop it all up. You're gonna build your wall. There is gonna be a gap between his mound and your wall. So how's that gonna be?
That's what I'm saying. If he don't have to come back, then I'm gonna have to backfill all that into
Yeah.
the wall, you know.
How's that gonna? I mean,
In my opinion,
yeah, we want your opinion.
it needs to be gravel.
All of it gravel, all the way behind the wall, all the way up, so no dirt.
Let me get a tape measure.
Well, if that's the case, just use it all right there.
And a drainage tile around it. This is my opinion.
Yeah, I'm
It may not be true that I put a lot of walls in and I put a drain towel down. I put sprinkle a little gravel and put a drain towel.
Yeah.
So the water won't run through the lot and bring the mud
Gotcha.
and stuff.
Well, see, I was thinking on this one, you know, I was thinking the end was gonna be opened up on both ends. I was figuring if the ground was running a certain way, it would actually run out on the edges of the wall. So, but if you think a drain tile, then that's what we'll do. We'll put a drain tile in. So, but you're saying the whole back of the wall needs to
3
be
feet.
gravel all the way up. So
It
no
doesn't even
dirt.
need to be 3 feet.
Gravel will not
Look at
be-
that. That's it's not even 3 feet. So yeah, if we put, wait a minute, I've got 3 each, right? So I got 3 feet. Right there's 3 feet. Plus that cap will be plenty.
Okay.
Right, that's 3. Really, the level ground is down here, probably 2.5 feet. Right here is the level ground, right there. So, yeah, we put 3 of these. Right there. That'll be fine. That'll
Well,
be.
now you gotta think about your gravel too. How thick you gonna have gravel? Just a couple inches?
Well, enough to make this level, so that's why your wall should come
Well,
up.
that's what I'm saying. So you might wanna go up a hair higher,
Yeah, your
correct?
wall can come up, the wall part should come up, I mean, a little high, well, you're right, that's, well, the cap, you're right, that'll be, well, we've got the risers are 3 or a foot, so you're gonna get, the risers are gonna be to right there. So it is gonna be a little more than the gravel. Yeah, it'll be good. If we have to put another riser on later on, we will, you know. It's not a big deal. That's pretty high. That's probably, right here's the ground. So you got 1, 2, 6 inches of gravel. Yeah, and these can stick out of the ground, gravel.
What kind of gravel you gonna put on it?
Well, probably that stuff or pea gravel, right?
You think to settle though, you always go with like the number 2, correct? On fresh dirt, you go with the bigger gravel,
Well, I
and then you
use
wait a little while and you put the smaller pea gravel over top of it.
Well, I mean, getting loads of gravel down there. I mean, what, you know, I just,
Well, that's just how you would normally do it, just
Yeah.
my opinion. I mean, I think
Because
I'm
the
having.
big gravel won't stick in the dirt like the small gravel will,
well,
especially.
he's gonna wanna know how many tons of gravel to put in here, but we'll figure that
I
out.
just did a driveway like this a couple days ago.
Yeah.
We run 50 ton for about a section about this big, but now that's about 6, 7 inches thick. And, you know, he's allowing for it to settle, for the
Well-
smaller gravel after that.
What I've learned is you can never have enough gravel. You know, you can never have enough gravel, so if I get, 20-ton dump there, you can wheelbarrow it over here, but, so
That'll
this,
be enough to put a really thin coating on it.
20
Like I said,
Before you got,
I just had 50 ton delivered 2 days ago, and we done about a 40 by 50 with it.
okay, well, let's figure that out in a minute. So so we gonna bring that up 3 feet, so 3 more risers on each one, and then your wall's gonna come out around here. It's gonna be deeper though.
Well, it actually
Right.
be built for, this one time we'll start right here at this corner, kind of go in an arch all the way to that rock.
Yeah. Yeah, how far down? He's gonna bring you down.
Somewhere around about where maybe come in this way 6, 7 inches.
He's probably gonna be deeper than that, aren't you, Danny?
No, I'm talking the wall.
Yeah.
The footer actually, it'd be dug, be about 2 foot wide right there where you're standing, kind of in an arch toward that rock there.
So the wall will come right around in here? How
Yes,
far down?
Yeah, something. Well, if you can picture it in your head, yeah.
You gotta smooth all of that out, Danny. That's gotta be grass. I mean, How you gonna get in there with all that shit?
Well, it's gonna go down, I'm telling you.
I mean, you gotta smash all that. We can't leave it. I gotta cut grass on that, right?
It'll be down by spring.
I mean, down. I mean,
That's probably 2.5 foot deep or what, on that pipe.
are you gonna mash that down somehow, or are you just gonna let that? Yeah, we got.
You was thinking you was gonna let it settle on its own, correct? And it
Well, no.
will settle on its own.
Yeah,
You
but
might have a
that's-
small mound,
No,
but
I
believe it or
gotta-
not, it'll go down pretty
I mean,
far, further than you think.
it's gotta be. It's gotta be. So, grass can cut. You can run a lawnmower over it.
Yeah.
You gotta mash this down somehow. Now, all right. So, yeah, this all has to be. It's gonna be. I have to reseed this in grass. So it's all gonna be smooth, like way over there, right?
Yeah, and it will as time goes, that's what he's saying. You just can't do it right now, because you want to see how much it takes, the ground sucks up.
Yeah.
Of it.
Oh,
That's why he said by spring.
yeah. Well, I mean, when you get, you gonna bring a backhoe, or are you gonna get your Bobcat? Yeah, you have a backhoe, so he's only got one shot at the backhoe, so we don't wanna keep bringing the backhoe in, that costs a fortune, right?
Yeah.
So we gotta get this done one time, Anyway, when you do it, flatten that out, Danny, okay?
I will, yes I can.
Yeah. So he's gonna scoop all this up, and the wall's gonna go, well, deep as you can, and come around,
Yeah, I'm gonna dig a footer about, like I said, about 1.5 feet deep, and it's gonna be 2 foot wide. That gives me plenty of room, the wide part of it, move my box in or out wherever
Yeah.
needed as I'm forming it up.
How deep will how low will the footer be below this?
Below the ground after he scoops it up,
Yeah.
it's gonna be 1.5 feet.
Well, I mean, but where will the footer start with relation to this?
I'm
right
gonna start where the wall starts. So
Well,
if
I
say-
mean, but depth. So, like, how much, Dan, are you gonna scoop up here?
The footer, the top of the footer might be a couple inches below the normal ground.
Yeah, well, that's the normal ground right there, so, okay, so yeah, it won't be much deeper than this then. This is really the normal ground, right? I mean, right, you can see the ground right there, right here's the normal ground, the top of that rock right there, so,
Yeah, close to it, yeah.
okay.
You can't already tell with everything being.
So really, your wall is gonna be probably, your wall's gonna be,
Probably close to 6 foot.
that'd be nice. It'd be way up here then.
Yeah,
That's
like I
5
said,
foot
it's
right
hard to
there.
tell, but you want at least a layer or two higher than the highest part of your ground.
Yeah, if that's,
That way, if you get anything that kind of washes down, when it rains, the
Well-
wall's gonna catch it and it ain't gonna overflow the wall.
well, the top of that rock is the ground, so you're gonna go how much deeper for the footer?
1.5 foot.
1.5 feet, so 1.5 feet, so it's gonna be, so your wall's gonna be really,
Somewhere between 4.5 and say 6 feet. Just guessing right now, you know what I mean? Just a rough guess.
6 feet above the footer?
Above the footer, yes.
Yeah, so really, it'll be right here. Right here will be 6 feet above the footer.
Yes.
That's about
And then
right.
see, like I said, the wall will already be there. So once the gravel comes in and you level it out and everything, if it needs a run added, that's no big deal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because the wall will already be
So
there.
really, we should say the wall is gonna be even with the top of the deck. That's what it's
I
equal.
think that would be nice.
Huh?
I think that would be nice.
The top of the deck is where the wall will be, and it'll go around, level all the way around.
Yes, sir.
Should we measure the distance of this?
Like I said, it's about 35 feet. And again, remember, we're doing a little bit of an arch to it, so
Yeah.
we go straight. You just go straight and add it for the bend in it. Like I said, when I walked it off, it's around 35 feet.
24 feet right here. So right here is 25 feet. So really not quite 35 feet.
Well, I was thinking you just wanted to go, further out that direction.
Well, you go ahead and take it out all the way if you want. Yeah, let's go ahead and take it all the way out.
I was
There's a
thinking,
wall right
at
there.
least to that big boulder you got sitting there.
I mean, right here. Yeah, that's probably 30 feet.
And then if you count the arch, it's a couple feet, so it'll be somewhere between 30 and 35 feet,
I mean, honestly,
somewhere,
there-
give or take.
There's another wall right there. Might as well tie it into that wall. Right?
If that's what you want done.
At least 30 feet. Let's think about it. Why would they tie it into that wall. See, you get Danny, he's over here. If you're over here, when he's here, get in and shoot that.
Oh, I see.
Right there. There's a wall. There's a wall.
Well, like I said, see how that is there though, and I'm doing an R. I mean, I'll have to make my arch where it comes in to tie that, or do you mind if it kind of passes that?
It'd be
You
nice
want
to
it
put
right
some
into
steps
it?
right here.
You want your other wall tied right into that? Because if that's the case, I'll start on this end and work my way toward the deck, is what I'm saying. You know, because if I go from there, it's gonna be hard to get that to line up perfectly.
If not, what's this gonna be? Just this slope right here?
Well, all this will have to be, you know, to get down to that breaking ground. I think we're looking at this. Yeah, I mean, it ain't a whole lot, but still have to
See,
be.
if you're here when he's here, get him to scoop this up to the point where your foot are ready.
Well, he's coming Saturday to do this, and I don't have no reason to come Saturday, 'cause unless I'm gonna stand around watching my thumb up my butt. Can I watch you?
If you want to, you drive down Saturday evening.
Check it out.
You know, get it so where you don't have the less hand digging you gotta do with, he's got his equipment here, the better. You know, like, 'cause once he's gone with that, he can't get it back in here. That's the, is this our conduit right here? We gotta figure that out. That's a whole nother issue. Get that, 'cause I was wondering whether half inch or 3/4.
I got to the truck.
Yeah, we gotta figure that out, 'cause we gotta, let me have that, let me bring that over. All right, so that's a big wall, that's 30,
Yeah, it's gonna be
yeah.
about another 10 feet there.
It'd be nice to have
7
some,
feet there too.
yeah, all right. Half inch. Yeah.
It's too muggy right now.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be too muddy Saturday too.
Unless it freezes.
I don't think it's gonna freeze.
Probably.
Yeah, just bring that wall up. Wall is gonna be about this high then. Well, actually, even with the deck, right? Even with the deck, we'll say the top of your wall is gonna be even with the deck. Right, Roger?
Yes, sir.
Even with the deck, all the way over to that wall. That's about 30 or 35 feet. What else? What else, Danny? The key is, you want to do less digging, Roger, get over here when he's doing that backhoe and say,
Gotcha, and I wanted to talk, do you want me to
No.
get a concrete truck to pour this, or you want me to do it by hand? I don't know if a concrete truck can get down here. So I'll probably have to do that shit by hand.
well, they poured that foundation. I mean, I'd say
Yeah, but I
we need to
don't,
order a
them
concrete.
concrete trucks are heavy, they probably won't, when they get down there, they ain't going down there. And their chute's only so big. They only got, I think, maybe 20 foot of chute that they bring with them.
Well, let's figure that out. I mean, we need to.
'Cause like I said, I was planning on doing it by hand, it's just a lot of bags of concrete.
Yeah. I mean,
My
let's
opinion
figure it
ain't
out, you know?
just
There's gonna be
regular.
some, that wall.
And that ain't good for the concrete to get off the truck. That's my opinion.
It's gonna be the same height as the deck, all the way over here, arched a little bit. It's gonna tie into this wall right here.
You ever notice that wall there, winery?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Right there, about 35 feet
What?
arched.
The off the truck,
Uh,
the concrete off the truck's
No,
okay?
them
It's
huge.
gonna be gravel. Even
That
with that up,
wall
it's
there.
all gonna be level.
That's what it is, too.
Gotcha.
It's all gonna be level, right? To the
Yes, sir.
Edge of the wall to that, it's gonna be level. We're gonna put gravel down. This will all be gravel, you know? How far well, he got that gravel truck right down in here.
No.
Yeah,
How
I
did-
wouldn't think you could pull that down there.
Oh,
I
you
parked
spread
down
it?
there.
You spread it by hand, Dan, or with your
Yeah.
backhoe, Dan?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So
It
he
was
didn't
dumped
get
up
down.
there on top.
Oh, he dumped it up top.
Now, he did back over that bank, dump a little bit over that bank. He got the lean real bad, and he,
That's what most everybody does down here. They'll get the truck and they'll come and deliver it up the hill, and you gotta get a damn Bobcat or something to do your driveway.
Well, we would then have to hire Danny to come over the Bobcat. Let's figure that out, whether you're gonna do it by hand, if he dumps it up there, or we do it with the we hire him with the Bobcat. Either way, let's figure that out, you know? Let's not just make assumptions, otherwise we'll be screwed. Now, okay, electrical. Now, this is a problem, right? So we cut the wire. Oh, we don't know if
Is
this
that
is hot
breaker
or
on
not.
or off?
What's that?
Is that breaker on or
It's
off?
on. I didn't touch it. Let's go see if that's a hot wire. Let me go get that. It probably tripped the breaker, didn't it?
Yeah, I'd say it did. Should have.
Yeah. I think we got it, Roger. Did you give me a firm estimate? You want to rethink your price since it's longer now? Huh? I think we got it all settled now. You got, I forgot what price you gave me. It's in my phone.
I didn't give you, I told you I didn't want to, got down there and I can talk about it, seen what all you
Well,
want.
now I didn't know. What do you think?
And you're wanting me to do the gravel, and what's it gonna be?
Well, let's do gravel, or let's, you give, once you give me a price for, you doing it, and then let's ask him what he would charge to get a backhoe in, or, his
Bobcat?
Bobcat.
Well, me,
Actually, hold on, I'm thinking, why don't I get the gravel delivered so that when you're done Saturday, you put the pea gravel on it, other than right up next to his wall? What's wrong with that? Is that too much?
Because the ground is wet. You put gravel on wet ground, it's just going to swim out of sight.
and you're pretty much wasting your money on the
Well,
gravel.
not, this up here,
Well, it's different,
don't
that
think
was
they-
solid ground.
That wouldn't feel dirt. This is.
I figure when we got the backhoe here, why do we set the gravel? No,
Because it's going to be a waste of money.
yeah. Well, then, what's the cost for you to spread this gravel with, you have to go rent a Bobcat then? Actually, we gotta figure out how to get them trees off my lot there anyway, to see all my.
You messed up. You know that, don't you?
When you say that? No,
Now you talking about me and my, so let's get this on video here, so
It's going to take a dozer off-road twice as long now to clean that rock. You know
that's
that?
why you get paid by the hour.
But when I tell you something, I'm bidding it what I think it would take. But
Yeah,
now
but
it's
you're
gonna be-
twice as good, so you can get, so it's
Well.
gonna go from this deck, level with the deck, all the way over to that other wall, is where it's gonna go,